You're watching CW Montana. This is the MTN 9 o'clock news.
And good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Monday. I'm Andrea Lutz. Ahead tonight, it's a breath of fresh air for Glacier National Park. We'll tell you another great reason to visit. It's coming up. Plus, new developments in the legal battle involving Bozeman police and fire unions and the 911 dispatch center. But new at 9 tonight, we do have the latest developments as the new Bozeman High School gets another step closer to choosing a mascot. The Bozeman School Board met tonight to discuss what the Gallatin High School mascot and its colors could be. MTN's Emma Hamilton was at the meeting. She brings us the details.
The results have been released from the community and the second student survey for Gallatin High's mascot and color combination. And actually, the community and the students are agreeing on one thing. Nearly 2,800 community members responded to the survey, and for the mascot side of things, the Raptors are in favor of the community. Following the Raptors, it's the Mountaineers in close second, with the Timberwolves, Rams, and Osprey following. For color combinations, black and royal blue are overwhelmingly in favor of the community, with black and light blue in second, then black and silver, and orange and gray following. On the student survey, there was nearly 440 responses. The survey results show the Timberwolves are in favor of the students, with Raptors in second, then Rams, Mountaineers, and Osprey following. This here is where the community and the students are agreeing. For color combinations, black and royal blue are overwhelmingly in favor by the students, with black and silver in second, then black and light blue, and orange and gray following. The Board of Trustees has expressed having concerns with Timberwolves due to the possibility of it getting shortened to Wolves, which is the Three Forks mascot, and Glacier High School is the Wolf Pack. After a long discussion, the board did decide to send all 5 names and 4 color combinations back to the transition committee with hopes that the committee can bring forth a recommendation to the board by its next meeting. Reporting in Bozeman, Emma Hamilton, MTN News.
All right, thanks, Emma. The high school transition committee meets tomorrow evening, and then the next board meeting is going to be on May 20th. Well, we do have a lot of school districts to get to as the election nears for schools. And in Missoula, there is a few levy and bond requests before Missoula residents. Missoula County Public Schools is asking for an operational levy worth $200,000, that is, for that elementary school. And then at the high school, there's a levy there. They're asking for $118,000. That would be to help utilities, supplies, and teaching materials. Target Range Schools also asking for $8.27 million in a bond to improve safety improvements for a new walkway and secure entrance. And leaders say that money would also build a band and choir classroom, cafeteria, and expand their kitchen. Well, Lolo School District is requesting $128,000 for a general fund levy. And Bonner School District, they're also asking for $55,000. That's for their general fund. Now, the Billings School District and leaders there are asking for a $970,000 levy to fund classroom materials and 4 career counselors for the high school. About half of those 80,000 ballots issued in Yellowstone County have been returned. The Evergreen School District is asking for its first levy in 14 years. Evergreen is the second largest K-8 district in the state. School leaders say the $295,000 levy is desperately needed, and if passed, funds would go toward flexible learning space, updated technology, teacher salaries, maintaining that free breakfast and lunch program, and a school resource officer.
When a veiled threat was made, we were one of the last ones to find out about it because we didn't have a school resource officer, and the person's address was close to our district. And thankfully, through colleague networks, we were able to find out and make good decisions, but we can't take those risks.
All right, the Marion School District is asking for 2 levies, and school leaders say $90,000 will help buy laptops and a classroom whiteboard. And a second is a general fund levy for $112,000 to go towards special services, textbooks, and a new heating system for the middle school. And Kalispell Schools is asking for a $1.2 million levy. This will address the growing needs of Flathead and Glacier high schools. If passed, $300,000 will go towards updating high school technology. Voters can hand deliver their ballots to the school district office on First Avenue East, but it has to be done by 8 p.m. tomorrow. Voters in Helena have just one day to return their ballots. Voters will choose 3 new Helena school board members, and they'll also consider an additional property tax levy for more than $100,000. More than 10,000 of the 30,000 ballots have been returned. New details tonight as Gallatin County says the 911 dispatch center must improve response times and better communication and transparency. This after back and forth letters between local fire and police unions and a vote of no confidence relating to the 911 call center. The Bozeman city manager responded with a 6-page letter siding with the union's complaint, and now any reports of delays must be addressed.
In April alone, there was an 11-minute delay for cardiac arrest. 18 days later, for another medical emergency, there was no dispatch at all. And so we're trying to work with the county on these issues to bring resolution to really understand what's going on there.
All right, another meeting to address the grievance is scheduled for Wednesday. It is closed to the public. An update on an epidemic of whooping cough in Missoula County as the number of cases has risen once again, now to 52. Well, tonight the health department says all hands are on deck to deal with the outbreak. The sickness is reported in a variety of Missoula schools, including Big Sky, Hellgate, and Sentinel High Schools. Whooping cough is also reported in Florence, Frenchtown, and Lolo school districts.
We would like to have a more timely response, and we understand that the public might be getting a little bit frustrated with not hearing directly from us or not being able to get a hold of an infectious disease nurse right away because they're out at the schools interviewing contacts.
All right, so adults who have gotten the vaccine shouldn't need that booster, but children can still get the vaccine. They can do so at any time. Well, tonight there are some visitor restrictions to tell you about at St. Peter's Health in Helena after a significant increase in norovirus. And now officials say several hospital employees have even reported symptoms. Anyone with symptoms like fever and vomiting will not be allowed to visit the hospital. Norovirus is contagious and spreads easily through direct contact or touch. Glacier National Park is seeing their best recorded air quality since the 1990s, despite some recent heavy fire seasons. The park has been monitoring pollution since 1988, and officials say fluoride from a closed aluminum plant was negatively impacting wildlife and vegetation. Although the park sees reduced visibility during fire season, sulfate from nearby industries impact the area as well. And as crews clear snow off the Beartooth Highway, more snow continues to fall right on top of it. Check out this video from a little bit earlier this month. You can see crews pushing snow to the side in an effort to clear that iconic path. Drifts can reach a staggering 26 feet high, but Mother Nature isn't helping in the matter either. The road normally opens by the Friday of Memorial Day weekend. We'll see if that happens. New information out of Conrad as several kittens left dropped off in a bag now have found their forever homes. The kittens were rescued Sunday after being dropped by the side of the road. Well, Conrad police and high school students joined forces to make sure those kittens were cleaned up and fed, and then they got the medical attention that they needed. Well, it all happened on a Facebook post that caught the attention of a Conrad resident who adopted the cats, and now they're just fine. New details tonight surrounding a New York man accused of making false statements to the FBI in a terrorism investigation. Well, today in court, he denied charges. In federal court, Missoula federal court that is, 21-year-old Fabjan Alamedi traveled from New York to Bozeman in April. Authorities arrested him at a shooting range in Bozeman, where police say he took possession of a firearm while being a user of marijuana. Alamedi pled not guilty to all charges and is set to appear again on May 15th. Jury selection is underway for a woman accused of killing her 2 roommates and soliciting an inmate to kill a witness. Cressa Hardy is a transgendered female and is accused of murdering 2 people back in 2013 and attempting to dispose their bodies in Frenchtown. Police say there was a dispute over money. The witness told prosecutors she was held captive after the murders. Court documents say Hardy tried to get a cellmate to have the witness killed. Her trial is set to take place all this week. Well, tonight we're learning more about a high-speed chase, I should say, across Gallatin County. And all of it proved to be a tense situation for police. The man accused in the incident is now officially charged in court. And MTN's Cody Boyer brings us what happened.
There's a risk, and that's something that we consider when we respond on these things.
Captain Dana McNeil says the risks created by Nicholas Steinman after officers found him driving erratically up Cottonwood Road only increased as time passed.
This individual made it pretty clear that he did not have much concern for our safety in terms of the way that he's operating his vehicle.
According to court documents, Steinman accelerated up to 100 miles per hour. Once, court documents show Steinman sped through a gas station parking lot, nearly hitting a deputy's patrol car. Then, at Valley Center Road, officers say he turned his right blinker on only to turn left, tearing across all 4 lanes of Jackrabbit Lane. All the while, officers followed at a safe distance.
My officers did that at great personal risk to their own safety for this individual, and I'm tremendously proud of them.
At this point, traveling southbound on Thorpe near Hulbert Road, officers say Steinman stopped, got out of his car, and faced them down. They say a situation like this can escalate even more quickly than that, and they have to be ready for it.
If we believe that somebody is armed with a firearm and then has verbalized to officers their desire to either harm the officers or force them into a position to make them harm him, then that is an extremely volatile situation and very dangerous.
Every effort, Captain McNeil says, was to reach Steinman with a simple hope, a peaceful resolution.
The vast majority of those situations are very peaceful. It's just an individual in crisis. We provide services to those individuals and put them in touch with people that can help them.
The captain adds the use of careful training paid off. While Steinman and one officer received minor injuries, no one else was hurt.
I'm very proud of my officers.
And his bond has been set at $150,000. He is due back in court on May 24th, so we'll let you know what happens with that. Well, still to come on tonight's MTN 9 o'clock news. Campaign season is already in full swing, and we'll introduce you to a Democratic candidate for Attorney General. And Bob McGuire, he is ready to deliver your statewide weather report. It's all coming up right after the break.